Peace and blessings, family. Sister Ajali, let's always clarify where this societal madness comes from, because they're trying their best to make it seem as if Black, you and me, are on board for the madness, when this is all being heavily controlled and orchestrated so that they pick these celebrities in order to promote their agenda. So these aren't just ugly white women from, before the turn of the century. You can tell these are men. And this is something that these dudes did in large numbers, and ones who had more than enough money. This is the elites who engage in this type of activity, and they had so many accommodations to allow this sort of vicious transgression called the Molly House. Molly House or Molly House, I don't know how that's different. I guess it's spelling with the hyphen, was a term used in the 18th, that's the 1700s, and 19th century Britain for a meeting place for homosexual men. The meeting places were generally taverns, public houses, coffee houses, or even private rooms where men could either socialize or meet possible sexual partners. By the time it got called the Molly House, that was just because it became a popular spot. But these sorts of transgressions were going on in their own little private houses. And we all know about ancient Greece and all those ancient vases that have so much pornographic homosexuality going on that this is as much as I'm going to show. But they also, when they unearthed Pompeii, they found murals depicting just free fest orgies. Children were right up there, depicted it, taking part in, I don't know if it was the orgies, because I just don't want to see it. But you notice they are pushing orgies too. I'd spoken briefly about Simply Naked, and during the Oscars, they actually asked at a party after the Oscars, bear as you dare. And so they're trying to turn everything into Weimar Germany. That's why it's delightful. It's absolutely delightful to see these abusers, that's just something else, but being pilloried by the crowd surrounding them. That's Gabrielle's head back up in there. I'm sure she wishes she could be as pale as that. And someone screamed out, "You mutilated your son." I don't know if they have Zion on puberty blockers yet, but what's the outcome of this lunacy that teaches him he can be the opposite sex? This is so just despicable abuse of a child who has no concept of life's future. Do children go out and if you were to put a tattoo on your child, you would go to jail for child abuse. But you infect their minds with the lunacy that they were born to be the opposite sex, and you get celebrated. So with this comeuppance just bubbling, I notice they are, once again, like me and Dr. Z, we've been talking about this from years and years back. Our voices get hidden, but they have the NAACP. As if we don't know. The origins and the purpose of the NAACP ain't nothing for us. And all of these black politicians out here ain't saying a damn word against anything that the white man tells them to say. It's disgusting. Right? And so you had the NAACP giving out awards and Gabrielle Union looking nervous as she needed to look because she knows she's full of crap. She knows she's an abuser. Getting up there trying to promote this sort of nonsense. I do not advocate violence. I say it 1,000,000 times and I mean it. But I do advocate separation. That's their biggest fear. They would love for us to engage in violence. Oh my goodness. I'm like, I wouldn't even be anywhere near a venue that those two would show up at. I want to be around you, us, in our little poor, what they call poverty-stricken, they're the richest neighborhoods on the planet, because most of us have not fallen for this programming. So humbly, I ask you to watch the whole share, because I got a lot of data to just put in front of you, and I can't do it in a sound bite. I'm not even sure exactly how I'm going to roll this out, but there's just so much to share about what's really going on. And you're not going to hear this just roll out from any other platform, because I'm also going to put in there what they're hiding. There's no bigger distraction in the world than Satan. And they need Satan in order to hide their favorite genocidal weapon, man-made radiation. So back up over here, because these entities know folks are pissed off with the whole Bud Light thing. And it's just, it was really impactful and wonderful to see how much power our dollars have. So on top of you watching the entire share, go to 25000yearcycle.org. Do not waste another moment. There is no excuse. None. I need to see these Dominican hair salons in my black community just shut down altogether. Because I know you can go to 25,000 Year Cycle. You could get Dr. Z's remedies. He also has a deodorant that is actually non-toxic. And I've got my soaps, my books, and I thank you, brother, for ordering the t-shirt. It's on its way. It's on its way, okay? That is just an easy call. Unless you're getting these products from a black manufacturer, producer out there, there's no excuse, okay? So these folks know what's up. They know. Most people they're going to see the agenda where they're promoting this to the point. Oh my goodness, you got to see this. This is very, the devil is trying his desperate best to make it complicated, because I am not mad at this person, Aaron Rose Phillip. He's being highly taken advantage of, just like they took advantage of the desperate black young men who wanted fame and fortune. And we all have been given the programming that having a house, having a fancy car, having, all of these different attributes and accolades coming from white people mean something. And so that they could twist hip hop around in the way that they wanted to. And where now I'm so done. It's so filthy. I can't even stand listening to most of it, even though you have geniuses producing it. It's so filthy. I feel like I need to just take a big bath with some wonderful Nzinga soap. Oh, I love that soap. Oh my goodness. Anyway, I love the other ones too. I'm just saying that Nzinga. Woohoo! They don't need to do much, and they are so desperate for black bodies that they have this young man dressing like he's a woman. And that makes him a model, and I'm just like the vitiligo models also. What makes it striking is the complete and utter disappearance of black love from any of their media platforms whatsoever. Between me and Dr. Z, we have so much information and love to share with our family, and we are Black love couple. And I am utterly shadow banned, and I know definitely when it comes to Black men, especially Black men who love Black women and do that work to support our people and in their homes with their own little personal families, your voices are utterly hidden. That's just a fact. And so that complete eradication of the showcase of Black men, powerful Black men, heterosexual, really comfortable with their manhood Black men who would never not be able to see through this BS. That imbalance, that's who I'm mad at, the folks who are perpetuating that imbalance. So when I see this, I know everybody disabled. I want you to have love. I'm not saying you shouldn't be on some cover somewhere, but this is not being done in order to showcase your beauty. This is them doing their new Barnum and Bailey sideshow extravaganza, but they're using it in order to facilitate their agenda. This is for them. And I know so many of us, we're in pain. And we want any type of acknowledgement we could get. But I know you are not signing on for genocide. But that's what this is all about. It's all about, look at me. They put him up on Vogue in a dress. What? Okay? And rolling out on the catwalk. Oh my God. This is awful. An awful abuse. And there's one, I don't even want to show you the photo because it's pornographic. They don't tell you that these people have to be on these medications for the entirety of their lives. And then when they get their sex parts constructed, I mean, damn, they made him something he was told he could be used as his new vagina, and it was part of his bowel. Cells are made to perform the exact function of the organ that they develop into in utero. Bowel cells don't suddenly say, well, now we're a vagina. Not to forget the fact they don't come out looking like the real thing. You can Google it yourself. And you see the horrors that are just there's no words for this hell. This poor young man died, 18 years old. And they took part of his bowel to create a neo-vagina. Hell no. Hey, I was told you will kill yourself if you don't go through with these changes. These doctors should all be sentenced to life in prison, never mind losing their medical licenses. Instead, they are offered wealth and adulation. And I'll put a link to this video where these are people who regret the procedures they underwent. They can't get their lives back. And you're talking about children who are being hacked up to bits and can never return. Even though that's the lie they're told. Oh no, if you feel like you want to change your mind, you just stop taking the puberty blockers. No! These things destroy the function, the natural biological function of their bodies. A lot of them just are sterile. How convenient for the folks who built the Georgia Guidestones. That should be like, rather than all of this crap, there should be an investigation. Who put that note to kill everybody? Giant note up there. Who are those people? Ain't talking about that. They aren't talking about the fact that they are preying on autistic children, whomever they could find who's the most desperate. They're preying on them. When you've got autism, you're here, you're there, you're all over. And then here come these liars, these devils, with an instant solution. Oh, that's because you're meant to be the other sex. They're going to just grab hold of that because they want some type of solution. And these barbarians in a white doctor's smock show up and tell them whatever it is that will get them some bank. These people are confused as hell. And that's why Biden hired Sam Brinton, because this dude has no grasp of reality whatsoever. So lying for him as the nuclear waste chief was easy as punch. That's why another reason why they want all these confused, completely divorced from their sanity folks running things. Look at Lori Lightfoot and all them people up there. I don't know. What's a woman? What's the definition of a woman? They go and make a beeline for the most emotionally destroyed folks they can. Throw a little coin at them, throw a little compliment at them, especially the Asians right now. Boy, oh boy, have they been doing their best to recruit them. And they're easily recruitable because they're white. They're white. They operate with the same level of just numbness to the sanctity of life as white folks were. I never forget how the dudes were putting live animals inside plastic bags as keychains. That's a psychopath. And they don't even know when they're being insulted. So they got this new Barbie that is Anime Wong. That's really nice. I'm not upset about that. I don't need to hate anybody. I'm just saying, you got to see the programming. Because before they introduce Anime Wong, and that's the pattern or the original for the doll, before that, they had the mentally challenged doll. Now, I'm not mad about that. But why? Why in the story do they have to highlight after they brought out the first doll with Down syndrome? What, is that necessary? Like what? Has Mattel only produced 2 dolls in its entire establishment? No, of course not. It should just be a celebration of anime, but that's because they want you Asian folks to know you ain't really as white as they want it to be. Oh, family, I'm not mad at you, and if I conveyed that in the way I'm speaking, I hope you understand. All of us should be incensed at the desperation of these devils. Okay? But when it comes to our soldiers, we can't fight this the way it must be fought unless you personally listening right now come on over to 25,000 Year Cycle. There are no excuses whatsoever. I don't think that I'm a disagreeable person. You do have to be a person about separating from these devils. Otherwise, you're going to hear what I say and it's going to sound awful, even though the facts are right in front of your face. And I don't know why you're listening to my channel at all. Go on over to your local neighborhood coven. Okay? But if you want to separate from the devil, assist me in getting our food tested for radiation. Trust and believe. Dr. Z You buy all his products. As he becomes successful, I become successful too. Right? Because we need somebody on that battlefield doing that research. Because what I read in these books, I'm like, it leaves no doubt. No doubt. And that's what, I mean, there's many reasons they got rid of all my other bigger channels. But definitely because I gained such credibility through my determination to understand the facts about man-made radiation. So come on over here. You could get my soap. You could get my books. And you can get my t-shirt, right? You could also get healing with Dr. Z. That's 100%. That's just a fact. That brother knows what he's talking about. He's offering for a limited time. I don't know when he's going to say that is, because that's it. Because that brother, he don't play. He don't play. He is a black man in his right mind. So he don't play no games, okay? At a certain point in time, those free consultations won't be free anymore because he has studied vastly. I've listened. I try not to listen in, but I just love the information he shares with our family when they just go right on over here to Let's Chat, schedule a consultation, and there you go. You're going to be healed because I know that's possible because I'm healed. I'm healed by listening to that brother for 14 years now. And I'm 60 years old. I've never felt stronger, healthier. I just ran up the stairs for 15 solid minutes. I mean, just running up and down. I had to go back down, but I wasn't walking. I was running. 15 minutes of that. Okay, that's the most I've ever done. That's because it's raining. Otherwise, I'd be out doing my 5 miles. I never could have done that without him assisting me. I'd have been just like so many at this age in the doctor's office getting some toxic medications. That does not have to be your fate. That's not what Allah plans for you. He comes to give life and more abundantly. All right? So help us be better soldiers and help me get that equipment to test our food for man-made radiation. Share this video. Comment. I love your comments. And yeah, just share. All right? All right. I love you. Straight black family pride. And we are cured. Peace and blessings.